Hey guys, how's it going? It's Carter Janko here from the Tackle Box, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a small swim bait from Yunique Baits that you guys need to have in your tackle box, whether you're just fishing ponds or you're fishing tournaments. Let's get started. Alrighty guys, how's it going? It's Carter Janko. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Yunique Baits Weedless Gill. So this is bait that I just picked up, I believe, like late spring, early summer this year, and I fished it through the summer. Fished it up in the Mississippi. I fished it on a ton of ponds around my house, and today I'm going to be showing you guys where I like to throw this and just do a little in-depth review on this bait. So Yunique Baits, you probably haven't heard of their baits before unless you guys are big swim bait fishermen. For all you conventional fishermen, it's a small company based out of California, I believe. I would say the Gill is definitely their most popular bait. It's definitely become one of my favorite baits, swim bait wise, when you guys are looking for, still want to throw a swim bait, but a little bit smaller and more finesse profile that can be fished pretty much year round. I haven't really tested out in like 40 to 50 degree water temps, but especially during the summer, even like midday when it's super hot and they're not really eating or reacting to other swim baits like a glide bait or a bigger soft plastic bait, this is definitely something you're gonna wanna have with you tied on. It's a really small bait, about 4.5 inches, same size as the Hud Gill, if you guys have ever thrown that one before. Great bait for colder water, you know, as you can see with that wedge tail. But this bait, about the same size as that one. I would say it's a little bit lighter though, because it does not have any internal weights. So these are $20. You guys can purchase these by following Yunique Baits on Instagram, and then he has a website and he does drops for all of his baits. I would say the Gill hasn't been dropped in a while, but he does drops, especially during the summer. I would say once a month or once every couple months for these gills. He has a couple other different baits too, which are pretty cool. This is the only one I've thrown though, is just this Yunique Baits Gill. But they're $20 for 2 of them, so $10 a bait. They don't come with hooks, but they are built around the 5/0 trocar. A lot of you guys, even me, when I first tried these baits, I asked him if I could use this on a 6/0 owner beast. And when I talked to a lot of other swim bait fishermen, that this is built around a 5/0 trocar, and you can put a 6/0 beast on it, but in my opinion, it's not gonna last as long. The CPS spring, I did try to switch it out with the trocar one, but I ended up liking the trocar one better just because it's a little bit longer and I feel like it stays in the nose of the bait better. With the CPS spring, it blew out really fast. I think it's just because it's too short to hold the bait together, you know, after a couple fish. I probably caught about 10 to 15 fish on this one bait right here. So it's a pretty soft plastic, and the reason they do that is just so you can have a really nice swimming action in the water. But it's also very durable. Like I said, it's held up for a ton of fish for me. This is my favorite color by far, is Lit Gill. The only two that I've thrown are this Ghost Minnow and Lit Gill, a little bit more of a shad type color. When you guys might be in a bigger lake or something where they're focusing a little bit more on shad, maybe in the spring. But as you can see, this is a very detailed bait, handcrafted by one guy, and you can see all the details in the fins and throughout the body. You can see the scales, and it's just a really cool design with these eyes right here, and he has them in a ton of different really cool colors. He actually hasn't done a drop in a couple months. I did contact him and he was nice enough to send me a package of a couple different more colors. I followed him on Instagram for like a couple months now, and I've seen a lot of the color patterns that he does. And while I do like this Lit Gill, there's definitely some cool patterns. I haven't opened this package yet, so we're gonna check out some different other color patterns other than these two that I got right here. We're gonna be showing you guys what's inside. And huge shout out to the guy over at Yunique Baits for sending me these. I really appreciate it. Definitely gonna be throwing them a lot this summer. Going to try and catch some smallmouth on it, which is something I haven't done yet. Gonna be around some big smallmouth this year, so I'm looking forward to trying these out on something other than a largemouth, you know? And with every package, you're gonna get a Yunique Baits sticker. Pretty cool. So this is pretty freaking sick. Wow, look at all those. That is amazing. So first one you got right here kind of looks, I'm not sure on any of the names for these, but right here is like kind of a bluegill brim pattern. Super cool. Definitely gonna throw that one. And then we got a couple different variations of black right here. This is like a grayish pattern. These are gonna be amazing for night fishing. I'm definitely gonna throw these while I'm night fishing. What I like to do is, a lot of my ponds have submerged grass, and so they love seeing that gill waked right at the surface, especially when you're in low light, if you guys are fishing in the morning or right before it gets dark. Sometimes, even in the right conditions, if you guys got overcast weather, you can throw these during the day and wake them at the surface, and it's one of the most fun bites ever. You know, with some of my other baits that I do this with, I'll attach a small treble on the bottom just because they come up and they swipe at it, and you can still get them with that hook. And check out that one. That is definitely a unique color for sure. How I like to fish this, like I said, I like to wake it. The primary deal I use this for is when the fish are not as active, they're not responding to something on the top. Maybe it's a high pressure system where you got no clouds and not a lot of wind, and those fish are, you know, become a little bit more lethargic. If you guys are swim bait fishermen, they're not gonna react to the glide in those conditions, and they're a little bit more lethargic. So the great thing about having this weedless is I can really get that thing going through the bottom, especially if you guys are fishing around grass or mud. It'll kick up that mud if you're just slow rolling it on the bottom, which is what I like to do. And you guys can fish this bait really slow, and this tail in the back will still be moving, similar to the action of a Hudgill when you guys are fishing, or any of the other Huddleston baits when you guys are fishing those in really cold water. The reason that's so popular is because you can move it so slow, but that back tail will still be moving just a little bit, just to resemble a bait fish that might be dying on the bottom or is weak. And that's really, I like to take a similar approach with this bait, just slow rolling it on the bottom, especially because it's weedless. You can fish it through the grass, you know, with the Huddleston baits. Like even this one, not the best hookup ratio because that hook is all the way up here, but what's great about this one is you can rig it on this 5/0 trocar, and even if you guys are in a tournament fishing for, you know, not giant fish, or if you're like me, live in the Midwest, you're not fishing for giants, you're fishing for 3, 4, maybe the occasional 5-pounder, and those smaller fish can still get the hook because it's a little bit farther back than that Hudgill. Like I said, I like to slow roll this on the bottom, so, you know, kicking up mud, and then when you're around submerged grass, you can rip it through the grass. You'll slow reel it with slow handle turns. You'll feel that grass get caught on the bait, and then you just use the reel and you twitch it, and you can pop that bait out of the grass. And a lot of time that's when you're gonna get bit, because you're causing a reaction strike. That fish might have been watching it from behind, sees it pop, and it makes that split-second decision to eat it or not. You can also fish this around hard targets, so climbing these over laydowns, fishing them through bushes, overhanging trees, you know, especially during post-spawn. Those fish are hanging around the bank, guarding their fry, and you pitch this thing under docks, trees, anything like that, and it's a really good technique. And you just slow roll that as if this bluegill is coming through trying to eat those fry, and those bass will love this thing. So I want to talk a little bit about the setup that I like to use for this as well. So I use a Dobbins 795 Fury swimbait rod. This is an amazing rod for beginner swimbait fishermen throwing light stuff, as well as a great A-rig rod. I actually did a review on this rod, I believe a month or two ago. So if you guys want to check out a full in-depth review on this rod, I attached the link right up there, so go check it out. Pair it with a Corrado 200K, very lightweight and palms in your hand, very nice. It's not like a big swim bait reel or anything, but it holds an insane amount of line. So you can definitely make pretty long casts with this, as well as these big grips right here, and I believe a 90 millimeter handle, so you get pretty good cranking power. You can also use a flipping stick. This is a pretty light bait for being a swim bait, but I do like the 795 just because it's built around the trocar, and the trocar the swim bait hook is a very heavy wire hook, so I like to have having a 795 gonna give me a little bit of extra power, as well as being a 7'9" rod. I'm gonna get really good casting distance on this Yunique Baits Gill. So that is an in-depth review on the Yunique Baits Gill. Definitely go check him out on his Instagram. If you guys want to check out how to rig this bait, there's a rigging video I left in the description. And then if you guys want to purchase this bait, website is there, as well as his Instagram handle. Make sure to follow him on Instagram. He'll post the drop time and date for these baits every time he releases new gills. But that is an in-depth review of the Yunique Baits Gill, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of the Tackle Box. Thank you.